Hi guys, Adrian Cale here. I hope you watched the first video. If not, you may want to go check that out. Now, you're watching this because you're curious and you want to learn a bit more about what we do, or you may have questions about yourself. So here we are, right? Doing these cycles, motivational cycles. You're always doing cycles, everyone does. Sometimes it's just not so obvious. You can be highly motivated and constantly doing cycles up here, or you could be doing cycles over here. Now, I've worked with over 100 people, and I've found that no matter how hard you try, no matter how motivated you get, we're still going through cycles. It's not about staying motivated and staying up here. It's about managing and optimizing the cycles. Now, I mentioned before I would share with you 3 stories. Now, my first story is about Lisa. Lisa's a small business owner. She's full of ideas. She knows what she has to do. She knows what she wants to do to grow herself and her business. She gets energy. She gets excited. She makes these plans, and sometimes she even tells people about them, and she has a to-do list, and then procrastination sets in. We fixed this by 2 different things. She had a short burst of sessions with one of my colleagues. He worked with her on her attachment or stickiness here to this need for security, for this need to control, this need to be in the cave. And the second thing we did, we worked with her for managing her 4 energy systems better. Managing the 4 energy systems, part of maximizing, optimizing her cycles. And I'll share that audio down below. Now, the second story I'd like to share is with a fantastic entrepreneur. He has his own startup, and he's working with 2 mates. They're super driven to get this off the ground, and they have super talent. They have the team, they have the dream. They could be looking at millions of dollars each in the next years if they can only stick together and get their startup off the ground. Now, they're all driven, only they have slightly different cycles and personality styles. Now, the leader who saw me, he was insisting and wanting more and more from his team. From his perspective, they weren't performing. They weren't doing enough, and he was about to throw in the towel. And for him, it was about handing over control. It was about putting faith in the journey and letting it be, letting that plane get off the ground. So I'll also share with you below some stuff about NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Amazing stuff for self-management and managing. Now, the third story and last story I'd like to share is about old mate John. John works very hard, very good work ethic. He's worked hard all his life. He's inherited his business from his parents, and they built it all from scratch, and he's building it up and taking it to the next level. And he has some small problems. It's not quite getting off the ground. It's not quite expanding, and in fact, it's contracting. And his boys, they don't really want to help out. 3 boys, they don't really care. They don't want to be involved at all. Now, John's grown up in the business, and his sons don't want anything to do with it. I can't really blame them. They've seen John struggle so much. So John's constantly thinking about working harder, working smarter, because it's about working harder, working smarter. But it's not. He's working harder, working smarter. He's still in the comfort zone. So he gets motivated, right? But he's still doing cycles right here. Together, we did a bit of a emotional transformational process where we looked deep into his heart and saw what was happening. And there were some memories in the past and things of his family business which were really holding him back. And finding this was a big shock to him, and I'd be shocked too, So at the time, I couldn't really sell my services, right? I was pretty new to the coaching world. I've only been in it for a couple of years at the time, and we couldn't quite get to the arrangement where we would actually coach each other. John thought he couldn't afford me. I was dirt cheap at the time. So John kept going about his business, kept working harder. He had this realization that there were problems in here, but he kept going and dug himself into the ground and lost his business, lost a family home. I feel so bad for that, and I feel bad for his wife, not to mention his 3 boys. Think his 3 boys are ever going to stand up and want to run a business? Hell no. So All successful business owners, entrepreneurs, executives, athletes, they all have mentors or coaches. Yeah. Now, a mentor can help you best with their experience and their knowledge. So I could serve John or Lisa, the entrepreneurs, with my knowledge and experience, but I don't do that. I'm not your business mentor. I'm your coach. So what I do is I help these guys access the best from inside of them. Ultimately, no one knows John's business better than John. No one knows your business, your life, better than you. So it's not about giving you answers. It's not about giving you advice. It's about helping you gain control of your motivational cycles. You see, when you're motivated, when you get in that creativity zone and you can make a great to-do list, it feels good. And when you do that stuff, it's great. And if you can stay motivated and achieve much more, everything you want is possible in life. But you've got to manage that cycle so that when you come down, when you want to go back to your cave, you can manage it. Perhaps go back, get your energy, and then come back even more motivated and get those things done. And go back, relax, recover, and then get back out there again. That's what it's all about, managing those cycles. So hey, please put in your email, schedule an appointment. Let's chat soon about your cycles, about your vision, about your dreams, your goals, and your motivation. Okay? Thank you very much. Let's talk soon.